What do you guys think would happen if you bought a movie ticket at 10 a.m. and tried to movie hop the entire day? I feel like everyone has thought of this, but then that little voice in their head goes, I probably shouldn't do this because it's against the law and I can get up to 40 years in prison for this. Yeah, I don't have that voice. Seriously, it gets me in a lot of trouble sometimes. Hopefully not today though, because I've made a super elaborate plan to stay at the movies from opening until close. Because I just gotta know, how many movies can you watch with only one movie ticket?
First movie of the day is Barbie at 10 a.m.
Okay, listen, I know it's Barbie, but in my defense, I don't really have anything. I just wanted to see what all the hype was about, okay? Give me a break. I walked in and instantly got reminded that I am a grown man watching Barbie at 10 a.m. in the morning. Because the only other people here were some middle-aged women and literal children with their Barbie dolls. Watching this, I couldn't believe people on Twitter were saying Margot Robbie was mid. Like, I would totally drink this woman's bathwater if I could. I'm absolutely joking. I couldn't find it on eBay. Anyhow, the movie was... It was okay. Like, I thought it was pretty silly, but I'll be honest, it did make me laugh a couple times. Plus, I got to see this masterpiece finally on the big screen. Now, movie hopping is simple. It's all in the transitions between movies. See, you can't just walk from one theater straight into another one because that's just too obvious. So after Barbie finished, I walked straight to the concession stand and bought a medium fountain drink, which costed me like $8. But I'm gonna be here all day unless they kick me out. So I think that this was a pretty good investment. As I was on my way to the next movie, Teenage Mutant Turtles, I ran into the first obstacle of the day. Normally, every theater will have a sign showing what movie is playing, but for some reason, none of the signs were working today, which is an obvious problem. This made it like 10 times harder for me to do what I was trying to do. Break the law. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really didn't plan for this and I kind of started panicking, so I just walked into a random theater.
How the heck am I supposed to know which theater to... Alright, I'm just going into this one. I don't even know.
I'll go back to Barbie Land and I'll tell the Kens what I learned. Oh.
And what are the odds? I walked into another showing of Barbie. Now, this is fine considering the original plan was to watch Teenage Mutant Turtles for just 1 hour to kill some time before the next big movie of the day, Oppenheimer at 2 p.m. Oh, I should mention now that since what I'm doing is like illegal or whatever, I do have to say that I 1000% bought every single ticket for every single movie I'm gonna watch today. For sure. Anyway, since I like literally just watched Barbie, I just spent the next hour on my phone. But I mean, I'm not complaining. I got to see this masterpiece one more time. After an hour, the time finally came to watch Oppenheimer, but we ran into another issue. I don't know when this started, but every single theater now has reserved seating, which is an obvious problem for us. I had to go on the AMC website and wait for the movie to actually start so people would stop buying tickets. So I had about like 15 minutes to kill, but I just didn't want to be waiting around in the hallway because that's really suspicious. So I headed right back to the I went back to the snacks section. And maybe I'm just getting old, but when did a bucket of popcorn start costing $10? I couldn't justify spending that much on popcorn, so I ended up just buying some pretzel bites. And by the time they were done cooking, the movie had finally started.
I'm going to try these pretzel bites now. Bro, I paid $8 for these, and they're awful.
Since I was like movie hopping or whatever, I decided to watch Oppenheimer in IMAX, which was a terrible decision. Theoretically, it's supposed to make for a better viewing experience, but the speakers in this theater were so damn loud, like it actually hurt my ears. Not to mention, I couldn't understand like half of what the actors were saying. Not like I couldn't comprehend the dialogue, but like I literally couldn't hear half of the words because the score on this movie was so damn loud. Maybe I have to watch it with subtitles on at home, but honestly, I was really disappointed. But that's all okay because the next movie I planned to go see was the one I was most excited for, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. But like the theme of this video, things were just not going my way. I had originally planned to go see the 6:35 showing of Mission Impossible, but when I went online, it said that the showing was all sold out, which is impossible. No pun intended, because the movie came out over a month ago. Luckily, they were having a showing at 10:30. The only thing is, now we have a 5-hour window to kill. After pacing back and forth in the restroom like a maniac for a little bit, I finally came up with something. I saw that one of the movies I wanted to watch, The Meg 2, was having a showing starting soon. Now the only problem is finding the correct theater. I figured the best way to go about that was to use the reserved seating maps on the AMC website. That way, if I were to walk into a theater and all the correct seats were taken up, I'd know I'm in the right place. Unfortunately, this is a lot easier said than done.
Oh my god, there's someone in here.
Finally, after a couple tries, I found the right theater. The Meg 2 was by far the worst movie I watched all day. Actually, it might be the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. This thing was awful. I thought it maybe could have been because I hadn't seen the first movie, but afterwards I looked up the reviews and the critics seemed to agree with me. This thing sucks. I mean, it was so bad that I literally just got up in the middle of the climax and left the theater.
I'm officially not having fun anymore and I want to go home.
We still have like 3 hours to kill before Mission Impossible starts. Luckily, I came up with something. Earlier, I saw that there was going to be a 7 o'clock showing of Gran Turismo in the Dolby Theater. And there's only one Dolby Theater here, so that solves the problem of finding the correct theater. So just like I did earlier with Oppenheimer, I just waited until the movie started so people would stop buying tickets, came in and picked an empty seat. A reclining seat, actually. These things were nuts. The movie, on the other hand, was pretty corny, and it was like a racing movie, and I feel like you can only watch so many fictional races before it starts to get stale. But the Meg 2 was just so bad that anything I watched after was going to be better than that movie. Gran Turismo ended around 9:45, and when I walked out the theater, I saw something really scary. There were like security guards everywhere. I thought maybe they were on my tracks because I've been here for like 12 hours now and I kind of got scared, so I just ran into a random movie theater.
We're gonna need you to come with us.
Oh my god, it's Barbie again, bruh.
And what do you know? It's another showing of Barbie. We still have like 30 minutes before Mission Impossible starts, so I just decided to chill in here. Finally, the time had come to watch the last movie of the day, Mission Impossible. Like I said, this place was swarming with security guards. I needed to stay low-key while I was finding the right theater for Mission Impossible, and luckily, I planned for this.
I hope this works.
Finding the correct theater really lived up to the name of this movie because this was impossible.
Oh my... That is not the right theater.
I walked into like 3 different theaters before I finally found the right one. But I will say it was worth it because this movie was by far the best thing I watched all day. And I've been here all day. Seriously, I can't say enough good things about this movie. I would really recommend you guys go watch it before they take it out of theaters soon. This thing was crazy. Like, when it finished, I wanted to go find another showing of the movie and watch it all over again. The only thing is, it's like 2 a.m. and the movie theater has finally closed.
It's really 2 a.m. and I've been here at the movie theater for almost 16 hours now. But I'm finally going home and... Oh my god, I just said that right in front of the security.
So, how many movies can you watch with just one movie ticket? Turns out, all of them, which is pretty cool to think about. And if you guys plan on doing this, just remember, this entire video was shot on a green screen and I didn't actually do any of this, so please AMC, don't sue me because I'm in way too much legal trouble for a 22-year-old. Anyways, watch another video of mine? Please, I have like 7 lawsuits against me.